I'm starving. Let me see what we've got here. I'll just drink water. Hi guys, it's Nico. So Ireland is ranked as one of the most expensive countries in this world, so it's no surprise that things here are a little bit expensive. But after visiting more countries that also has quite a high cost of living, I realized that there are some things here that are just unreasonably expensive. So today, please let me rant a little bit and let me tell you 10 things that are particularly expensive in Ireland. So when you think of fast food, it's not just delicious and a great cheap meal, but it's also a great option for the end of the month when you're just trying to survive till your next paycheck. We actually have this theory in Hong Kong: if a girl would go on a date with you at McDonald's, that's good wife material. It kind of shows that that person isn't too materialistic in a way. Now, I don't know how people would feel here about going on a date in McDonald's, but I can tell you it's not cheap. Because the most basic Big Mac meal here costs about 10 to 11 euro. I think there's some slight difference between different McDonald's across Ireland, but you can't really get a meal under 10 euro these days. So you might ask, how about street food? Street food should be cheaper, right? Well, first things first, it's not a very common thing here. You can really only find it in Dublin city centre or some weekend markets. During the summer and Christmas, there'd be more of these pop-up markets and food trucks around, but generally they're mostly around over the weekends. And it's usually earlier hours of the day. They kind of run in cafe time, and if you've seen my Dunleary market video, you'd see the price aren't exactly cheap. And I also feel you tend to spend more at these food markets. Or maybe that's just me. You'd want to buy more than one thing. You'd like to try out a few more different stalls, different cuisines, and maybe you want to get a cake for your family, a cookie for your friends. But to be fair, the street food portion size here is quite big. I sometimes actually wish if their portion size could be smaller and then be cheaper, it would be better. So for any of those stall owners, if you're watching these, please maybe reconsider your portion size and prices if you can. Irish people love their drink, and I think it's probably 90% people's weekend routine to go out for a drink. When I first reached my legal drinking age, I wanted to try everything. You know, you'd like today you'd go out for this beer, and then tomorrow try that beer, this cocktail, that wine. And then I realized I can't afford it. I actually don't really like the taste of beer, and it never really grew on me. So I'd always go for a cocktail, but it's almost the price of my dinner, so I'm like, should I drink or should I starve? And I always thought that alcohol is expensive everywhere until I visit more other European countries and realize that they're selling bottles for 2 to 3 euros. I always try to eat my 5 a day, and I love fruit, but they're just too expensive here. I mean, apples, oranges and banana, they're quite reasonably priced, but not for any other fruit. I saw there was peaches last week, so I wanted to get some. And then I realized they were 4 for 4 euro. Don't even think about getting tropical fruits here, because a dragon fruit, a teeny tiny one, is a whopping 6.50. That's why whenever I go back to Hong Kong, I eat fruit like crazy, because dragon fruit here is 6.50, but over there it's 2 euro for 3. It's like such a luxury here. A regular croissant at cafes usually costs about 3 euro, and at fancier ones you can get even 5 euro for just a regular butter croissant. And to be honest, sometimes those croissants doesn't taste that good, really. In France you get a pretty good one for 1 to 2 euro, but for here, even if they're 3 euro, it doesn't really guarantee that they're good. Now this one is one that I just can't avoid and can probably never emotionally recover from it. Previously I was renting this so-called studio that was, I don't know how many square feet it is, but it's about like 4 car parking space. Like the whole house, not the room, the entire studio. Now the size isn't really a big problem for me, but because that studio was just my landlord's backyard shed that he renovated to a somehow slightly livable place. So you can think of the different problems that's associated with it, like privacy, soundproofing, insulation. It's just a container really, and I was charged 1,100 euro each month. It's very much like the subdivided flats in Hong Kong, but it's kind of worse because it's not even in an actual building or an actual concrete house. I still remember exploring all the different types of insects when going back. Imagine you just want to go to the toilet in your own home and then you'd see a centipede on the left and a woodlice on the right. Now my biggest advice to you if you're in Ireland is that taxi is only for emergencies and regret. Please remember that. Last time I missed my flight to the airport and I had just had no other choice but to call a taxi. It was just a 15 minutes ride and it cost me €40. I don't think we even passed the toll or anything. It was just solely the taxi distance price. And for that trip I was actually going to London and my flight ticket was only €30. Now if you're under 25 and you don't have a rich dad, please make sure you have a stable job before trying to get a driving license here. You'll be classified as a high-risk driver and your premiums can go up to 2, 3, 4,000 euros a year. And even if you pass your driving test, the prices aren't going to be too much lower than that. I suppose having a car itself is expensive with all the different charges, but the insurance cost here is just crazily high for young people. So face mask is expensive, just don't use it. No, I can't, it's part of me, okay? First thing, there's not really that much options, and good ones are about €3 to €4 each for each size of face mask. In Asia, I think you can get a box of 4 or 5 pieces. That's why whenever I go back, I'd pack hundreds back. And I do mean hundreds, because I don't know when I'll go back next time, so I have to have my stock prepared for the next year or 2. So for anyone working in customs, please don't worry, we're not gonna sell them to anyone. It's purely for our own personal use, and that's just enough for personal use. So that's the 10 things that I personally find quite expensive in Ireland, and please comment down below to let me know if I've missed anything. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye!